So I am sitting outside in our beautiful backyard here in San Diego, and it's Erran's first day of his new contract here. And so I'm nervous for him. I'm waiting to hear from him. I'm sure it's going well, but I'm always anxious until I hear from him and get the thumbs up that everything is good and he's kind of easing into it. So I am home. I have worked for the last 4 months. And so it's weird to kind of switch roles here. And Erran was home taking care of all like the household stuff. And I was working, and now I'm home taking care of the household stuff until I find a job. My idea or my want is to find a contract here. Nothing has popped up so far, but I'm hoping something will. But in the meantime, I'll be home and I'll be kind of taking care of everything. And he's working, and this is the first day I've been home alone in 4 months, which for me, I love my alone time. It is so important to me. It nourishes me. It brings me back to life. And I'm an extrovert and I love to be around people and to socialize, but I'm also an introvert. So I need my alone time and my space. And so I'm excited to have this time again, but at the same time, it was kind of weird with him leaving this morning and being like, wow, it was just silence. And so it's a transition, just kind of getting back in the groove and just finding my own rhythm and taking it day by day and kind of readjusting to this new normal and this new way of being. And just taking it day by day. And so it's fun. The San Diego is beautiful, and we are absolutely loving it so far. There's this crazy heat wave. It's like 100 degrees today, but I'm in the shade and it's actually really nice. There's a breeze, and because it's that dry heat, it's not as exhausting as like Florida heat. That's 100% humidity and just wet and draining and crazy. So it feels good. And we had a great workout this morning. We got up at 5 and we went to a spin class called Rush Cycle, which is, I've never heard of it before, but it's kind of like a soul cycle. And so the lights are off, and there's loud music, and they're saying positive affirmations. And it was just such a great workout. It felt so good to start our day like that. And so Erran can kind of ease into his new contract in his first day, feeling his best and feeling confident and, sweating it out, all those toxins and releasing endorphins. It just sets you up for such a great positive day. We love working out in the morning, and we always say it's a great idea. It's hard to get out of bed at that time. And so we'll usually start out doing it, and then we kind of revert back to old patterns. But we want to spend our evenings working on the course that we are going to be sharing with you guys hopefully by the beginning of December. So our mornings, we want to wake up, work out, so when Erran comes home from work, we can just get some work done and go from there. But I wanted to just pop in and just say hi real quick, and also the housing, just as an example, I just wanted to share with you guys, like, we always find our own housing. We've talked about this many times. We always find our own housing because you save most of the time. Okay, I'm going to say like 90% of the time in our experience, you save so much money, and it's a little bit more work. And again, for anybody who's new to the group, we have a whole file section that has videos. We did a whole training on housing, how to find housing, and I have a whole list of resources of how I find housing, like Facebook groups to go to and websites to go to, and kind of our process. I've become quite the expert at finding housing, and I've become really good at it, and we always find great places. And so this house I ended up finding in the Girls Love Travel Facebook group, and I just posted, moving to San Diego, does anybody have any recommendations for short-term leasing, blah, blah, blah. Somebody reached out. She happened to be a real estate agent, lives in Honolulu, has this amazing house here in San Diego. It's like a mansion, literally. To us, it feels like a mansion because we're used to living in tiny one-bedroom apartments, which we've done pretty much for the last 5 years. We haven't lived in a house since our house in Florida, so 5 years. And she had this huge mansion, which we don't need a lot of space. So at first I was kind of like, we don't really need that much room, but it was a great deal. She gave us such a good deal, a really great deposit. A lot of places you have to have first and last, and it was so expensive to move in. And she let us only put $1,000 down, which is incredible. And the rent is awesome. and it's fully furnished. All we gotta do is show up. She's got tons of kitchen stuff, which again, we have very minimal stuff. We have like a couple, you know, bowls, some paper plates, a couple spoons, very, very minimal. We live very minimal. We don't need very much, but it is a treat to be in a kitchen that is fully stocked, has everything we need, like a rice cooker, a water heater. Like literally we could make some gourmet meals in this kitchen, and it's been a while, so it feels good. And a big comfortable bed. Again, we've pretty much lived on, like, you know, we'll just rent like a cheap bed, a small bed, and it's been fine, but this bed is like butter. I mean, we are sleeping so good, and it's cozy. We have this big beautiful backyard. You can see it. There's Mimi. She is loving it. This is her happy place. So she just sits out here